Stayed late. I'm working on a 2003 Lincoln Town Car. Not Lincoln Town Car. 2003 Grand Marquis LS with a floor shifter. Cable snapped. So, on this, the center console is pretty much a pull-apart center console. There's nothing that hard about it. You just got to be very careful when you do it. I grabbed the sides of like the cigarette lighter tray where the change and stuff goes, and I just grab the sides on both sides and pop it forward. And it's metal tabs that are pressure tabs that hold it in. Pop that out, unhook the connector for the cigarette lighter, pull it out of the way, and then the bezel around the shifter, then it pops straight up. Got to kind of do it brisk. Don't be too soft because you'll break stuff. They're pretty forgiving. Pop it up around the shifter, and you'll have to shift the vehicle into neutral while holding the brake to pull it off of there and out, and then put it back in park. I think what I also did was I pulled the change holder, the center console armrest. I grabbed inside it, put some pressure on the sides, and popped it up. This one's kind of broken a little bit, so it was already in pieces in certain areas. And then I took a trim tool, or a pick, a big long pick with a 90 degree, and I went in the front of the shifter cable right here where it snaps into the front of the shifter assembly. Right here. And I just put my pick right in front of this area right here and popped it right off the little eyelid. Pulled it through, left it sit in the floor, and then I took a pair of cable cutters and I cable cut this end. Went out to the firewall where the grommet goes through, pulled the grommet the opposite direction, and pulled the cable right from underneath the dash right straight out. Straight out the vehicle. And then came up, transferred my plastic tab over to the new cable, ran it up, snapped it in, went behind the little bracket and stuff right here, pulled it through the firewall. There's a black trim cover underneath. It's some plastic Christmas trees. Take a trim tool, just a regular little trim tool with a little fork on the end of it, or you can take some cutters and just cut that thing out of there and don't put it back, or it's up to you. If you have the trim tool that looks like this right here, you can also get these at Harbor Freight. This is name brand, this is Mac. Pull those Christmas trees out and unsnap the little light that goes in the floorboard. And from the factory, it's kind of messed up how they do it. They run the cable up back behind the dash area and stuff like that, and then they snap the harness in. So what ends up happening is the harness stops you from pulling the cable out. That's why I cut it like that, because when I pull through around that harness and everything and pull it right out of the vehicle. When I go to situate the new one in there, I'll go ahead, get this set up down here, pull it up through the top, pull it up through the firewall. I'll kind of loop it up in a slotted opening underneath, up over the steering column and stuff. And I'll loop it up in there and bring it back down, and I'll run it over to my shifter. I'll snap my little base end and then snap the eyelid in. Now, where this snaps in, right here, there's a little hole on the front side. You can just put a little flat screwdriver in there and push that right out of there and push this right out of the assembly. When you go to snap the new one in, you'll feed this in. This is going to sit like you see it. It's going to sit upwards, but it's a reverse camera. So this part will be on the passenger side. It looks like it's on the driver's side because of the selfie mode on the camera. But this is on the passenger side, and it snaps right in, and then you put your eyelid in. Or you can do the eyelid first and then snap this in. You're going to have a little excess cable that's looped up behind that dash and then pulled back through the firewall. At the firewall, make sure you seat your grommet. Make sure you pull it in there and seat in the firewall properly, but don't pull it all the way through. Here's what I'm running into. Somehow, he's a subscriber here on the channel. He's not dumb when it comes to doing repairs and stuff like that. He tried to fix this little shifter arm and stuff himself. You can get it. I got it coming tomorrow. It will be here tomorrow. I got it out of Chicago Parts and Sales direct through the dealership. So I got this arm with the bushing that connects to this that goes through the transmission here. And this was all rotten and rusted. I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning and stuff on it, but mainly I needed to get all this off of here because the neutral safety switch here is junk. It's no good. It's all rotten and corroded. The bolt's all nastied up inside there. I was luckily I was able to get this one out. It's so damn corroded. I had to quarter turn back, quarter turn back, quarter turn back, quarter turn back. Finally it came out. This one here snapped off inside, and you see I got the welder over here, and I welded a little eyelet on the end of it. I use this as my ground, and I'm sitting here working this thing back and forth, little by little by little, trying to get it out of here. So I'm prepping it to get as much done tonight, so when I get here tomorrow I have less work to do. I'm gonna go ahead and keep working this to get this out of here. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. This fucking sucks. Out, it's right at the end of it. Come on. Come on. I had to go back and weld this thing like 3 more times because I couldn't get a good ground. Wasn't getting it hot enough. I had to slow my wire speed down to like 2 and then crank it all the way up to like C. It's like one of the higher settings, I think. No, D, and put my wire speed on 3. That slowed it down enough for me to get the proper penetration. Today's a rough day for me. I got pulled off the job earlier, the transmission transfer case replace. I had to go do something else that was pressing. It's a Dodge. Yep, I knew that. Shit box. Sounds good though. There it is. Yep, that's gonna have to be tapped and cleaned out. Well, there it is. I'm tired. For now, I have to stop. I can't go in it. I can't go forward anymore. I had to remove the catalytic converter on this side. Cut it there, and I cut it here so I can weld it back in real nice and easy. So I gain access to the side of this transmission to get these out of here, to get this all cleaned up to the point where it is now. Yeah. If you're looking for part numbers, I think I have part numbers. Let's go over here and take a peek real quick. That little lever that rots out, that's the sensor that you need. And then there's the little link to the link that you got to cut off the stud. 2W7Z7H296AA. And then neutral safety switch, a range sensor, F8AZ 7 Frank 293 Alpha Alpha. That's all I got for you right now. It is 7:58. I'm going home. Y'all take care. We'll finish this up part 2 tomorrow. As always, be blessed. I don't seem very happy right now. It's because I'm tired. Work my ass off and stay late. A lot of other technicians don't do that kind of stuff when I should be home with my family. I don't know. Sometimes I think this industry gets the best of me, but then I realize this. I love it. I love what I do. So have a good night, guys. Take care.